Hello, and welcome. That took ages for me to introduce myself, I do apologise. Sure! Because Duranathor doesn't fit. As you have probably tell, my name is Duranathor, and I welcome you to my first Let's Play. The game will introduce itself in a moment if you do not recognise it. The game will also be in the title, possibly the description. However, here we go. They sure knew how to introduce games back in the day on the PlayStation 1. This is Simon McMurran. He is your servant. You want to run away from him. You're a prince who's going out to play some card games. Children's card games. For adults. You're going to come down to the bottom right. Check your deck in the card shop. This is going to be the 13th time I have checked this deck. To make sure I have Raigeki, not Darkhold. Finally! Right, I don't care what else there is. These two are good for warriors. I'm going to try and get some warriors. I might have some warriors. I have a couple warriors. Okay, that's fine. Especially that. That'd be brilliant. We've got females, we've got rocks, fire. That casts as a fire. Some beasts. I don't have any beasts, but I have fires. Oh, I have two beasts. Okay, this deck will do. That might have been two beasts, that might not. This deck will do. I can't remember when I start recording. Let's just say it's on 14. I'm going to leave the shop. And technically here is where I speed run this game, I stream it. So I'm probably going to say run instead of let's play quite a bit. You want to come back up here to the Pharaoh's Palace. To duel this guy. This is Simon Muran again. You want to duel him. This should be your first opponent. You can either go down to the duel area, but I think you miss your chance to duel this guy. The AI in this game are very silly. If you fuse, they won't fuse. You don't need polymerization like you do in the real game. I play the real game, by the way. Here's my deck. Don't know if you can see it, I'll do it this way. Kicking Mush with the blue flame counts as a fire. Fire and beast makes flame Cerberus. Flame Cerberus has 2100 attack. I win. The most this guy can make is mystical sand, but as I said, I fuse, so he won't fuse. So this is my first win. Yeah. Machine and beast over 1200 make dice armadillo. Beast and plant make flower wolf. 18. This is a definite win. So while I just sort of continue on, beat this guy, I will introduce myself. As I've said before, my name is Duranathor. I usually don't show my face on the face cam. You might have seen some of the montages I have. I don't. There's no reason for it. I just haven't been able to get the face cam working. The face cam makes my keyboard stop working. I'm playing on keyboard. I couldn't get DS4 working to make it so that my PS4 controller. Well, I could get DS4 working. Sorry, I'm wording it wrong. But for some reason, because I'm playing it on an emulator, the controller didn't like it. I couldn't move the cursor. I couldn't do anything. So I've decided to use the keyboard. I apologise if you can hear the clattering. I will sort that out if you can. Obviously I will watch this back. Just the first time, to make sure the volume levels are right. To make sure you can't hear the clattering. And to make sure that I don't sound like an idiot. So what we get for our first win! Oh, that for a speedrun. You wouldn't be fighting this guy for a speedrun. But that is a brilliant first win. He lets you go back. Because I'm confident in what this deck can do, I'm going to go straight to the duel ground. Usually what you want to do is save it and go free duel Simon for a couple of times just to get some good cards. This is Tayana. She doesn't introduce herself, she just says she's been waiting for you and says about someone else. This is Tayana. She says she's pretty good. The main thing you want to get rid of first are fiends. Fiends don't fuse with anything. You want to get rid of the weak ones like fungi and mash. You can also get Karibo and things like that. Once you've got rid of your fiends, you want to get rid of your insects. These 5 don't really do anything. And then the reptile. The fish you can keep because it fuses with machines. Waters you can keep, fires and things. Once again, if you get a pretty good hand, this isn't amazing, however I've got a rock and a female. which will make Mystical Sand 2100 again, just like Flame Cerberus. Because I've fused, the AI won't fuse, and I've won this duel. So while this duel is continuing, I do apologise if I sound a bit croaky, if I sound a bit off. I had been attempting to get this working. I've tried 13 times not to have Dark Hole. I don't know if your name has anything to do with the type of deck you start out with. It could do, that might be why. But apparently Jira just means I get Dark Hole. I got Raigeki once. This is the first time I've got Raigeki, which is why I didn't care what else I had. Hopefully this doesn't make Beam Soldier, it does make Queen of Autumn Leaves. Yes. And the way I'm doing this is very weird. I have my recording software open in the main screen, so I'm looking at that the majority of the time, which is why if I don't look in the camera, because I'm sort of focusing on what I'm doing. Don't need to focus too much at the beginning of the game. But then I've got a little bit on the side. Hopefully this makes Kakamashu. No, not Kakamashu, it makes Chiron. Cherubin. I got it completely wrong. Chiron is a golden smite, what am I talking about? So I've got the recording software in the middle, and like slap bang in the middle. And then just like to the left here, sort of around here, if this was the computer screen, is where I'm actually playing. Zoni is a terrible card. Thanks so much, Taya. I'll do one more duel. Talk to this guy. Villager number 1. Doesn't even have a name. Once again, fuse, you should be able to beat this guy. If you don't know how to fuse, you can easily type it in online. Teaches you how to play this game. However, this is a very old game, so you should know. You can see if you've played it before. This is garbage. Let's just get rid of all this. If you can't fuse, you want to throw away some rubbish cards and play something relatively strong, face up. Hopefully he can't get over this. If he can, hopefully I can fuse next turn. He can't get over it, which is good. So I can make Queen of Autumn Leaves here. And that's game. He can't beat this. Unless he fuses, and he won't fuse. Because the AI is silly, if you play something face up, or if you fuse, they don't fuse. PS1 game, guys. PS1 game. Let's make Bean Soldier! Bean! I love the music in this game. The music in this game is very good. As I said, this is a PS1 game, which is why the graphics aren't amazing. But I don't care about graphics. I'm not a person who plays the game for graphics. I play a game for what it is. I've kept playing this game for years and years. I probably could have made something there. I don't think I can. I don't know. We'll never know. I've played this game for years, which is why I'm sort of going relatively quickly. I don't want to take too long on the earlier parts of the game. It's the later parts of the game where you really have to sit down and think about your plays where it matters. At this part of the game, you fuse and you win. Like that. Milus Radiant, which is a beast, which is very helpful.
Did you find any rare cards? I managed to find a good card, but you have to beat me.
This guy is where it starts getting a little bit difficult. Once again, let's take out the Reptile. Put in Milus Radiant, because it's a beast, you want beasts. It's where it starts getting a little bit difficult, because this guy can play some relatively strong cards, even without fusing. So you want to be able to fuse straight away. Luckily, I can make Flower Wolf. That should be enough. I know this guy plays Armored Zombie. I don't think he plays anything else that's like stronger than that. I think his strongest card that he plays is Armored Zombie. He hasn't played it, which is good. And yeah.
Metal Dragon!
This should be the win. Psychic Kappa.
Kappa Pride.
Yeah. This should be the win. This should be this duel over. You can get some really good cards from this guy, and also Villager 3, which is the next guy. These guys are all just villagers, they don't have anything special. Unlike the normal game, you can just fuse to throw away cards. I knew that wouldn't make anything. But I want to be able to get some better cards, so that just in case he plays something big, I can get over it. I know 1850 is pretty big, but if he does end up playing, for instance, a Mystical Sand, if by chance he fuses, which I don't think he will, because as I said, the AI in this game aren't very smart. They don't fuse very often. He can beat that, which is fine. Hopefully I get that card, because it's a female, it's a spellcaster, I need some more spellcasters. Let's make another Bean Soldier. Which could beat that. Oh yeah, there are Guardian Stars in this game. You can notice that it comes up with a choice of what you can place them in. There's basically like a circle for each one. There's a circle of 4 and I believe a circle of 6. I'll find out what card that is and then I'll explain. Something good. Change Slime, which is a water, which is good for later. It's not good now. I don't need it now. I owe you a card. You gave me a card. This guy is where it gets difficult, because that 800 that I played first turn, like a first turn in the last duel, wouldn't be enough. Nowhere near enough. I would get destroyed. Luckily, I can make Nekogao number 2, which should be enough. I want to play in defense just in case. But usually, this guy plays like 1100s, 1200s, right down. Doesn't play anything else really. I can also now make a Queen of Wands. So with an 1800 and a 1900, this should be game. Yeah. While this duel's going on, as I was explaining before, I am using a keyboard. I do have a PS4 controller. I have DS4, which allows me to play allows me to use that controller. Yeah, nothing. Let's keep that one, keep that one. Which allows me to use a PS4 controller. I've used it before to play Final Fantasy 9, so I know it works. But I think because this is an emulator, it doesn't let me. No idea why. Obviously, just doesn't like it. What are you gonna do, hey? So I'm using a keyboard. It works relatively smoothly, as you can see. It's going nice. I knew that would happen. They get 1000 attack. Those are the cards he just plays. He doesn't fuse. So if you don't know what you're doing, this game can be very punishing. Dice Armadillo this should make? Because that should make... I can't pronounce this guy. Mizari Azume. Let's make, yeah, Dice Armadillo. Rare fish. Okay, thought I'd make Dice Armadillo. Yeah. This game. This is a win. This guy can drop some very good cards. But I bet he won't, because I said that about the last guy and he dropped Change Slime. Clown Zombie. Not amazing. It's 1350 that you can just play straight out.
I reckon I lost.
It's not your day. And you want to go outside. Taya comes over. Says that there's a festival going on. However, I'm going to stop this part here. So, thank you for watching the first part. I hope you stick around. As I said, I speedrun this game. So I can either be done with this very quickly or it can take a long time. I'm not going to be showing every single free duel. I will show you how to get to the free duel in the next part. I will probably capture and then edit in some of the wins, if not all of them, just to show what I'm getting, so that you don't have to sit there and watch me duel the same person over and over. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope to see you next time. And this is Duranathor, signing off.